my name is 김지아. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 김지아입니다. If you intend to apply for the South Korean tourist visa, there is a new update from the Embassy of the Republic of South Korea about the Korean tourist visa application, which applies to every country. So whichever country you're from, Nigerian, South African, Kenyan, Uganda, Indian, Pakistan, Philippines, whichever country you're coming from and you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa, this is a new update from the Korean Embassy on how you can apply for the Korean tourist visa, also the documents that are required and all the necessary information you will need for your visa application. If you're new to this channel, you're welcome to the Korean family. As you can see, we create helpful, informative and educative Korean content. And if you find this channel helpful to you, please do click the red subscribe button, like and share this video. Alright guys, let's get right into this video. So first, you need an itinerary plan, which is very necessary if you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa. It shows all your activities while you are in South Korea, starting from the day you arrive South Korea to the last day you will be leaving South Korea. So it's a very necessary document if you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa. The itinerary plan, which is known as the plan of tour, it covers all your activities for the whole days, week, month you will be in South Korea. So if you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa, you need a plan of tour, you need an itinerary plan. You state everything you will be doing for the days or week you will be in South Korea. That is what the Korean embassy is required you to do. Secondly, you need a tour guide, which is very important if you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa. This is a new update from the Korean embassy because most people apply for the South Korean tourist visa and when they get to South Korea, they begin to do something else, like they are not doing what they're supposed to do on their itinerary plan. So the Korean embassy has brought out this new update that if you're going to apply for the South Korean tourist visa, then you need a tour guide. You need someone that can show you around. They want to be sure that, okay, this is what you're actually going to South Korea to do. So if you're going to apply for the South Korean tourist visa, you have to get a tour guide in South Korea. The tour guide should be an official tour guide that lives in South Korea and also approved by the Korean government. So there are so many tour guides in South Korea that help foreigners with their itinerary plan. You just have to contact them and tell them your intention of coming to South Korea, but you have to pay them. It's not free. So I think that's their work there in South Korea. You just have to pay them, but I think you can just do that on your own. But the Korean embassy required you to have a tour guide if you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa. Don't forget, the tour guide have to be an official one. You can't just contact someone from South Korea and tell them, okay, can you be my tour guide? No, it has to be an official tour guide that stays in South Korea and approved by the Korean government. Okay, fine, this person is rendering a service of being a tour guide to help foreigners to with the itinerary plan. So you have to contact an official one and not just random person in South Korea to be your tour guide. It's not accepted by the Korean embassy. So this is a new update because the embassy wants to be sure that you're actually going to South Korea to do what you're supposed to do and not doing something else. So thirdly, you need an invitation letter only if you have been invited by someone in South Korea. But if you're not being invited by anyone, you're sponsoring yourself, then you don't need an invitation letter. So the fourth one, you need an international passport. We all have our different international passports from different countries. You need an international passport if you want to travel to South Korea. Without an international passport, you can't travel to South Korea. So you also need an official ID card. So whichever official ID card that has been accepted in your country, you can use for your tourist visa application. For Nigerians, we use our national ID card. It's been accepted. So if you have a national ID card as a Nigerian, then you can use it for your Korean tourist visa application. Fifth, you need an introduction letter. You have to state why you want to travel to South Korea, your reason of traveling to South Korea. So you just have to write a short introduction letter on your intention of traveling. Then you also need a letter from your organization, like the company you're working right now in your country. You can ask them for a letter that stating that they have agreed to allow allow you to travel to South Korea, it's very, very necessary. So this two letter is very necessary, the introduction letter stating why you want to travel to South Korea, and a letter from your organization or company that they have agreed to let you travel to South Korea. Number 6, you need a bank statement, an official bank statement from the bank which you are banking from, stating that you have enough money that can sustain you for your trip. So there is not certain amount that is required. You just have to have enough money that can sustain you during your stay in South Korea. Also, you need a letter from the bank stating that you can travel and take care of yourself, like you are capable of leaving the country, you can actually take care of yourself. So you need a letter from the bank. As I said, you need an introduction letter stating why you want to travel. You have to write that down. You need a letter from your organization stating that they have allowed you to travel to South Korea, and you need a bank statement, and you also need a letter from the bank stating that you have enough money that can sustain you, that you are capable of traveling to leave the country, so you have enough money. Aside your bank statement, you also need a letter from the bank that you can actually travel to South Korea. Lastly, you need a flight ticket and hotel booking, which is a must. You can't do reservation. You have to actually book for the flights. There is no reservation, so you have to book for that flight. And you need a complete visa application form. So that is all you need for the documents that are required for the Korean tourist visa. It's quite stressful now because most people has made it look stressful. Before now, the Korean tourist visa was one of the most easiest visa, because Korean wanted to come to their country to learn their culture, to experience how things work there. But most people take advantage of the situation, and when they apply for the Korean tourist visa, they begin to do something else. And that is why the Korean embassy has come out with this new update that if you want to travel to South Korea, if you want to apply for the South Korean tourist visa, it should be what you really want to do. You can't just apply for the South Korean tourist visa and do something else. And that is why they have required you to have a plan of tour, which is an itinerary plan stating all the activities from day 1, day 2, day 3, where you'll be going, what you'll be doing. So you have to state everything down. So that is it for the whole document that is needed. You have to gather all these documents and just start your application. So what is the next thing to do when you get the document is for you to apply. So if you want to apply for the Korean tourist visa, this is how you can apply for it. What you have to do is for you to book an appointment with the embassy to submit your documents. Some embassy don't really require you to book an appointment. You can just go to the embassy to submit your application, but most embassy require you to book for an appointment, and it all depends on the embassy though. Some embassy require you to book an appointment, while some you can just go in to submit your documents. So for some country, you can submit your application at the Korean embassy or the Korean consulate or the VFS Global. So it all depends on the country you're coming from. Some country does not have the Korean embassy, but they have the Korean consulate, or they have to submit anything that concerns visa application at the Korean consulate or the VFS Global. Though there is Korean embassy in your country, but you have to know where to submit your documents, if you have to submit it at the Korean embassy or the Korean consulate or the VFS Global. For Nigerians, we have the VFS Global, we have the Korean embassy. So if you reside in the northern side of Nigeria, like Abuja, Sokoto, Kaduna, I think so, you can apply at the VFS Global. But if you are in Lagos, the western south and the southern south, the eastern side, you can apply at the Korean embassy. So if you're in Lagos, you can apply at the Korean embassy, Lagos, Ondo, Ekiti. You can apply at the Korean embassy in Lagos. Also those from Bayelsa on the eastern side also can apply at the Korean embassy in Lagos. I prefer the Korean embassy in Lagos. I can say 80% of applicants visa have been approved in that embassy, but the VFS Global. But for Nigerians, as I said, VFS Global, for those of you that are in northern side, Abuja VFS Global. For those of you that is in Lagos, you don't have to leave Lagos and be coming to Abuja to apply for the Korean visa application. No, there is a Korean embassy which you can do your application over there. So you just have to know where to submit your document, and that is it. If you have all the required documents, you do all the things you're supposed to do, you're going to get a visa. Trust me. So that is it. I wish you guys good luck. For those of you that want to come to South Korea, I hope that your application can go so good and you have achieved your dream in traveling, your dream, in coming to South Korea. So guys, what do you have to say? I don't have much to say anymore. I just hope that this video is helpful to you and you can start your application. If there's any other thing you want to know about the Korean tourist visa, please just send us a DM or on Instagram, or comment below what you would like to know about the Korean tourist visa.